are listening to the Balancing Act podcast. Here's your hosts, Jamie Wonko and Joe Vitale.
Well, welcome in, everyone, and we are officially recording.
Hello, and welcome to the Balancing Act podcast. I am Jamie Wonko here with Joseph, the soda lover Vitale.
I was just going to say, I'm just having a little sip of my dessert soda, which is not really dessert because soda's not a dessert. It depends on who you ask. How we doing, buddy? Welcome to the Balance. Yeah, well, how we doing? Welcome to the Balancing Act podcast, everyone. It is great to have you as our listeners once again, and we always do appreciate you joining us on your Tuesday or whenever else you happen to be listening to us, or on any platform that you happen to be listening to us.
I mean, every day is a great day to listen to the Balancing Act podcast.
I mean, we're a delight, as we've said many a time. That is very, very true. Very true.
Agree. So
what's going on?
You know, I'm just here, there, and everywhere. I think I bit off a little more than I could chew for this great month of, back to school and all the things in October and the fall and the autumnal equinox and vernal and I don't know what, but,
yeah,
it's okay. It's all right.
Yes. To update our listeners that if you've started at the beginning of the season, it was like, every weekend, I'm going to do a thing and I'm going to organize the closet. And I'm going to do failed miserably. So yes, it just didn't happen. And part of the reason it didn't happen because, trying to enjoy the last fleeting days of summer. And while the weather was still good, I was sneaking out on Saturdays in the afternoon with my son to play some golf. And then Sunday it was a case of the can't don't want tos. And we were just sitting on the couch, as you like to say, rotting, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. Watching some football, tracking our fantasy teams. There's just a lot going on. There's a big rivalry going on in the Vitale house because my fantasy league started a kids fantasy league. So we have enough children where we could do it. So a lot of the kids, all signed up and they're doing a little bit of a competition to play against each other. 10 teams, 2 divisions, the whole deal. And my children did play against each other. And my daughter, at the time of this taping, is currently 3-0 in the league, which I mean, she's all into it. She was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And then she was like, my favorite thing that she said after the draft of her players was she looked at all of her players and she said, and I'm not saying who those players are. And she's like, my team is ugly. I'm like, could we not say that? A, and B, that doesn't matter. Can they play football? That's all that matters.
I mean, it's such a nod to Mean Girls, just because you give a negative takeaway, something, right? Something like that.
Now, I never saw Mean Girls, so I'll have to defer to you.
I'm sorry, say what?
I've never seen it.
I'm sorry, say what?
I've never seen Mean Girls. I've never seen it. I think we've talked about this. There's also another movie I've never seen that always gets you.
Did you see the musical version?
No, I did not see the musical version.
Okay, so we're going to go. Thanks for listening. Joe's got some things to do before we can sit and talk again.
Did my daughter go see the musical version with you? Did she go with you?
Yeah.
She did. Okay. Yeah. I never watched it. So now I guess I'll have to watch it. I know some of the lines of Mean Girls. Is that, but I'm not as, are you trying to leave the room right now? It looks like you're touching your keyboard and you want to exit the room and just leave me here all by myself. Yeah. I've also never seen 2 other movies, which I think you remember, Pretty Woman. And I've also never seen in its entirety 16 Candles.
Long Doc Dong says what?
And I know the references.
Well, that's not enough.
Yeah, I was more into the Breakfast Club, John Hughes movies, and then is that John Hughes?
I'm sorry, what?
Hughes. Yeah,
I can't. I mean, befuddled, bewildered, gobsmacked. I'm everything.
Wow. I mean, I've watched a lot of television and a lot of movies. That just
not enough. Not enough.
Apparently, not enough.
First of all, if you don't watch Mean Girls, and soon.
We're officially in a quarrel. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Officially.
Quarrel. Good. Okay.
And it's October 3rd is a really big deal. So what day is it? It's October 3rd. That's a huge Mean Girls thing.
Oh, it is.
And duh. And I highly recommend 16 Candles. I can't.
That's the Molly Ringwald and yeah, that's the Molly Ringwald, right? Molly Ringwald.
What?
Is it Molly Ringwald or is it Ali Sheedy? I can't
Okay,
remember which
so
one.
my sister is not on this podcast right now, but she feels right now, somewhere, wherever she is in South Carolina, she stopped and she's looked up at the sky and she can feel the tingles on her arm.
She can. Is she also listening to the Vinylist's when I think about you, I touch myself?
She loves that's what she does.
Which
Wait a
apparently
minute,
is a
wait a minute,
song
wait a minute,
that
wait a
she
minute.
loves.
I know she loves. So like not her, which makes it even better.
It's great.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. Oh my gosh. Joan
I do
Cusack
know.
is in 16 Candles and she's got like
Yes.
full on like
The
braces,
braces.
like
Okay.
gear.
Again,
And
I said I haven't seen it all the way
and
through.
she wears the shirt, and the shirt has something my mom would totally have bought me, which is like this girl in a dress, but then the dress has lace, but then she has to like pick up, just like wipe her face with the lace. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, everybody. We had to do a brief little interlude there. We had some microphone problems. You probably hear me a little bit clearer now while Jamie's yelling at me about not watching.
Sorry, everybody. Joe just had to leave to go watch the movies that he has not seen.
It's now 6 hours later. So here we are. Now, listen, I know that. Did you ever watch One Crazy Summer and Better Off Dead?
Yes.
Better Off Dead is probably John Cusack movie, probably my favorite 80s movie by far, like of that genre of 80s movie.
Agree, but you haven't seen 16 Candles.
Okay. I mean, I'm also not a teenage girl in love with a boy. Like, so I was like, that wasn't
I'm sorry,
my thing.
what? It has nothing to do with your gender. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with your gender. It has nothing to do with your gender.
Now it doesn't, but when it came out, I was like, I don't want to see this.
It's genderless. And also, let me just say, so last year, the show White Lotus was, really a hot topic, right? People chatting, the Schwarzenegger boy and the brother in the scene and all the things. Did you watch White Lotus?
I did not. No, I did not.
So, but some quotable lines, right? So, like, I just wasn't meant to live an uncomfortable life, right?
Okay.
And so there's a lot of like lorazepam. She's used, is it lorazepam or lorazepam? It's like a Pam situation.
I think it's Pan. I think it's Pan.
Like
Pan.
calm, if that's a Step Brothers reference. But
correct.
Anyway, okay. So either way, she's taking a lot of that, and then the husband like is stealing it from her, and it's a whole thing. But she's not meant to live this uncomfortable life. And I don't even remember what I was going to say because I got so into the lorazepam Pam and started laughing at my own joke about Step Brothers.
Yeah. You're just distracted because it's October 3rd and this day is so fetched. That's your problem.
What is October 3rd?
Yeah.
But anyway, no, now I remember. So in 16 Candles, the sister is getting married. And Molly Ringwald's sister is getting married, and she's marrying an oily bohunk. And so she goes to the wedding, but before the wedding, she finds out she gets her period, and it's going to ruin the wedding night. And it's like kind of the running joke of the movie. Anywho, why I said my sister had to stop and be like, oh my goodness, what? And like she can feel something like in the air, is like it's just like the most quotable, like between the two of us, because the sister takes like a ridiculous amount of pain pill, muscle relax, something that she wasn't supposed to take. And so she is completely and totally like inebriated for her own wedding.
Okay.
And like it's everything. So like to me, it like has nothing to do with the fact that like there's so many things in that movie that have nothing to do with the fact that like Molly Ringwald likes Jake. It's just like there's so many other things. There's so many other things. And the wedding, the sister, the drunkenness, the White Lotus style of, all of the things.
Okay.
Come on.
I'll have to watch it now.
Well, I told you, Quarrel official. I'll give you 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. I'm on it. Hopefully
2
I can.
of the 3. It's going to be like this in this order. Number 1, 16 Candles. Number 2, Mean Girls. Number 3, Pretty Woman. I don't care. But it would just be great. But also you don't have to.
Okay.
And I do pretty much believe that you could watch. See, I don't know because like we didn't have cable in my childhood. So everything that I saw had the bad parts cut out.
Oh.
So if you watch it in like the real HBO version, it's probably bad. But like my version, it was cut for TV. So
okay.
I don't know if 16 Candles had really, really bad stuff because I never saw that part.
Got it. The 1 hour of TV or one show a night that you were able to watch, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
Was
but
it one show?
you couldn't watch a movie during the week.
Oh, I mean, a
It was
gasp.
one program. It was one 30-minute show. Unless we picked Little House on the Prairie, and that was 1 hour.
Oh, got it.
Then that was allowed.
Did you often pick Little House on the Prairie?
I can't even tell you how much. Do you know that someone that we work with has a son named Landon? And I said, oh my gosh, Michael Landon. And she was like, what? And that's how you know you're old. Like she just didn't. She was like, no, there's somebody sports person Landon. And I was like, Michael Landon, the man of my childhood, Charles Ingalls.
Yes.
Oh, I mean,
got it.
Right? How
I mean,
often did I pick Little House on the Prairie? Often.
I mean, I watched a few episodes of Little House on the Prairie, but it was not in the regular rotation in my house. So
I get it. I mean, it was, we had like a lot of, take a book to bed and read it. That was always the policy. So there was a lot of like, you don't need to watch television. You should, take a book to bed and read it. So that was, we did a lot of, and playing, so much playing. Always playing.
And that plays to your girls now, right? Because your girls
they're hardcore players.
Yeah, they're hardcore players.
They still catch a game when we call it like catching a good game. Yeah. Like Sunday we went out and we were like, do you guys want to come? And they were like, yeah, I don't know, maybe. And we were like, we think we would like it. And there's live music. And they were like, maybe. And then they caught a game and they couldn't, like no one can come up for air. Like when you catch a good game. So I was like, more power to you. And I was really happy. And by game, I mean like a live play, like not on the computer and we're not gaming video game style, which they do. Don't get me wrong, but it's a live action game, which thrills me to no end.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Catch a game. Yes, a lot of live action playing in my childhood. So I
think we have about 2 weeks of this podcast left if I don't watch these movies. So I better get on that. I mean, Do
you want to give me an assignment?
No, because you're busier than I am right now. So I don't want to give you any more additional assignments.
Okay, I understand. And I appreciate it. And thank you.
You're welcome.
What did Jason just show the kids recently? Like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Like they went through like, I had those,
Indiana Jones movies. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get it. I know what you're saying. Like sometimes I'm like, I was a girl in the 80s, right? Like you have to remember like during that time, it was very gender specific. There were like boy toys and girl toys. And, we have, when I think about that, I really do have to say like our generation, I do give us a pat on the back for like really trying to be, going against that. Like it's not just a girl thing or a boy thing. I think we've come a long way with inclusion for that.
I agree. Yeah.
No better evidenced by like our daughters and like the three of our daughters collectively in love with Star Wars, which I feel like in our childhood, it was like, that's for boys.
My daughter is probably, the twins. My daughter's absolutely more into Star Wars than my son is. Yeah. And my son is into it.
But she's like, but I'm saying you expose both of them. Whereas I think in our, like when we were kids, you wouldn't expose a girl because it was like, that's for a boy. Unless she was a tomboy. Remember tomboys?
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite stories is that my wife had never seen Star Wars when we were dating because
she's a girl.
She was a girl. I don't know why I would say was a girl. She is one.
I always say that. I was a girl.
Yeah, I was a girl once. Yeah. And Leah, let's pull that out for a clip. I'm sure that'll be great for social media. I was a girl once on the next Balancing Act podcast. So she told me a story about like she would be playing in her neighborhood with her brother and her brother's friends who were all boys, and her brother's older than her. And they're like, oh, we're gonna play Star Wars, and they would like tie her up to a chair and like hit her with wiffle ball bats. And because she had long hair, and they would like make the Princess Leia curls for her. Yeah. And like that's what she thought Star Wars was, that Princess Leia gets the crap beat out of her the whole time. And I was like, that's not the movie. She's like, actually
this was fun.
She's actually a very strong female character. Not one of the first strong female characters, but a very strong female character, which I think also resonates with a lot of younger girls at this point. and all the stories from it. There's so much stuff that's out there. But my daughter's into that and the video games and
Right. I mean,
reading the
and
books
I
and
think
stuff
that's
like that.
fantastic that it's crossed over and
Oh
it's
yeah,
not so strict.
yeah,
I think it's fantastic. Yeah. I all the things. So
I agree.
I like your assignment. Gosh, oh my goodness. I wish I could rewatch it for the first time.
Is that so? If you could choose a movie to rewatch, I have one, by the way. If you could choose a movie to rewatch and experience again for the first time, what would it be?
Okay, this is silly, but one of my favorite movies ever, like of all time, is Beaches, starring the legendary Bette Midler.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine? I remember seeing it in the movie theater. I was like 8 or 9, and just riveted.
Okay.
Crying. I mean, so good.
Did
you ever know that you're my hero?
I was waiting for it. Yeah, that's really, yeah. Oddly enough, mine is the same. It would be Beach. No, I'm kidding. It would not be Beaches. I got her. Yes. Every once in a while I get her. She gets me more than I get her, but this time I got her because now she's losing it.
Well, you already have an answer.
Yeah, I already have an answer. Yeah. All
right. What is it?
Yes, I loved all the Star Wars movies. They were great. It would actually be Gladiator. I remember that movie.
Russell Crowe.
I remember that movie when it first came out and watching it, and being a history teacher at the time. It was like my second year teaching, and that movie came out, and I was like, holy crap.
Yes.
Second one, not bad. I actually liked the story and the vision that they had for where it went. But the first one was just like, I mean, just an epic, and the story and the characters and how everything develops. I mean, that's one of those.
Seeing that too, and really
that's one of those movies that like sucks me in. Like anytime it's on, like that, and like most Tom Hanks movies. Yeah, so many of them are so good. Like Castaway. Oh my god.
What about it? Castaway. I saw that on Christmas with my girlfriend Jackie.
Oh, such a good movie.
What about is there a series? So like that's movies, but like is there a series?
Oh boy, is there a series?
Is there something? Because Jason's always like, you have to see The Wire, and I haven't seen The Wire. That is on my list.
All right. So this is kind of a tough one because I hate the way the series ended, but there are so many episodes where you watched it and you just went, "Oh my god!" And it would be Game of Thrones. Because there are some episodes that are in there that like things happen and like people don't know that they happen. And I just remember like when those would come out, you would watch them on Sunday night because everybody was talking about it on Monday.
Yes.
So
I do miss
there
some
would
of
probably
those
be that. I'm sure there's another I'd probably choose, but I just like the early seasons of Game of Thrones when it was like twist after twist after twist. And I didn't read the books because like I know there's people that are into that type of writing and the mythical.
Well, he's from Bayonne,
wizards.
So.
Is he really?
Oh
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Shout out Bayonne.
Shout out Bayonne. Home of Frank Sinatra.
No, that's Hoboken.
Hoboken, yeah. It is Hoboken, that's right. Which was really funny because I was teaching my students about Frank Sinatra this past week because we've been using
oh my gosh, yes. Let's talk about that.
All right, so my boss has decided we're going to use music for the bells instead of bells.
There's no bells.
And listen,
what do you call it?
I'm all for it. There's people that hate it. I'm not going to lie. There's people that talk. Yes, there are. There are people that hate it.
Well, it's not this moi.
It's not this. Yeah, I know it's not you, but like I know that like some of the songs came on, and I think the first time she played Frank Sinatra, like it was like every period was Frank Sinatra. And she's done like all sorts of different themes. And the first week she did it was Throwback Week, so she did then she did doo-wop, and I was like, look, if you get to the '90s in Throwback Week, we are fighting. That's what I said to her first of all, because we're not putting the '90s in Throwback Week yet. I know it's normally played in grocery stores. Okay. But we're not there with 90s music. So many songs. But I was explaining to them, like, we were talking about things culturally, actually. It kind of fit with what we were talking about. And we were talking about like how culture is regional and that like Frank Sinatra and his style of dress and the songs and how he performed. Like I put his picture up and then he looks so old. Why is he wearing that top hat? I'm like, listen, that's how people dressed. And like this guy was like your Harry Styles, Benson Boone, insert good looking singer guy here person of the 1950s. Like he was charismatic, he fit the times, he sang really well musically, he was very gifted, and like young women, specifically my mother, were in love with this guy because of who he was. He's this young, handsome New Jersey Italian guy, singing these songs, and it was just like so big. So, and I grew up with that. I mean, being an Italian from New Jersey, I grew up with that every single week and every single weekend. My mom has all of Frank Sinatra's albums on vinyl, originals.
Yes.
And also there would be like a radio. They had this big radio, like with a turntable, and it had like the AM FM dial on it, and the speakers were run into the kitchen, and my mom would like listen to this one station on AM radio on Sunday mornings from like 7 o'clock to like noon was all Frank Sinatra music. So I grew up on that and didn't appreciate it when I was younger. Like, oh man, this stuff is so lame. But now if you really listen to it, you could appreciate it musically and the style of things and stuff like that. So it was like teaching the kids about like, hey, this is like, it's something old, but it's still relevant. It's like, oh, it sounds like Christmas music. I'm like, well, you've probably heard this guy sing the Frank Sinatra Christmas album, which is probably one of the best selling albums of all time. So it was interesting to kind of like bring that all the way back around. And I was like, back in the 1950s when I wasn't alive, I would like, and I showed them all the pictures.
You have to clarify because they don't know.
Oh, they don't know.
Yeah. Because the day it was Elvis Presley, there was an Elvis Presley day.
Yes.
And I was like, telling them about how he wasn't allowed to be on television. They only filmed him from the waist up because of the gyrating and the movements. And they were like fascinated. I know when people say that kids are not interested, I
disagree completely.
I disagree. Like, I just don't have that experience at all. And I think because she's been playing it and it's so consistent with different types of music. And honestly, I really hope we start to expand like outside of the United States with the music so that we have more exposure to other countries. And we have so many kids that are from other places. And I think that would make them feel so special to be able to hear.
And then in that point, we would need their help. Like those kids are, I'm sure we could ask them, be like, hey, who should we play? Like, we got to know.
I mean, if I can't, if I have rocked some Bollywood movies in my classroom, and let me just tell you, I tell them like, look, I may be married, but I can appreciate a handsome man. And some of these fellas, whoo, they are handsome. And then they giggle and they're like, my mom's favorite is that, they like have the names of everybody. Yeah. But what is so interesting about the music is that it's bringing calm to the halls. I am noticing like a lot more kids there just isn't such a hustle and a bustle. And I don't know if that is just something I think is happening. Maybe that's just me and it's not really true.
Well, but I think you and I are sheltered because of where we are. Because some of the arguments are that up in some hallways, like the kids are trying to speak loudly over the music, and it's making everything even more manic and louder, which I understand as someone who gets overstimulated.
Oh, yeah.
But because where we are, we don't have kids going in their lockers. We're just like a passing spot, right? The kids that are going past our room. No one's stopping in front where there's 300 kids trying to go to their lockers and get here and get there. And this is slamming and that's opening. And so I get it. We're in a different spot in the building, but I do agree with you. I think there's some calm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just something different that my boss started, which I enjoy because I enjoy music.
Me too. I'm singing. I mean, today it was like, I'm going running on a freeway and my pickup. And I was like, do you guys know who this is and what? And a couple of them today, there was another song and they were like, ooh, Aretha Franklin.
They know.
They had some they were recognizing, and then other kids, even just to hear the words and the names and the people and some of the music and songs and stuff, and just kind of talk about decades. Even I'm loving it.
It kind of brings me back to the COVID days, because I really enjoyed teaching in that environment and teaching online. I loved the kids that I had too. I'm sure maybe some of them are listening, probably not. But those kids that I had that are now college freshman, which I'm like, my goodness, how far away has that been? I just enjoyed the conversations that we had and the things that we talked about, and every day when they came in and I gave them like a little do now discussion question that I would ask them to like write about, reflect on, whatever. I would always play music for like 4 to 5 minutes, and I did like different themes. Like Tuesday was like, let's find a famous person's birthday, and Thursday was Throwback Thursday, and I would play something older, and I would play like old like cartoon theme songs from when they were kids, like Sophia the First and Caillou and stuff like that, just to mess around with them. And a lot of them were like, oh, I remember when you played that song, blah blah blah. And like, I think music is kind of and with something that I've been using in my classroom, it's got like a little widget. It's like this. It's called Lesson Launchpad that I've been using, and it's got a widget where you hit a button, you could attach your Spotify account, and I had like a playlist on there for when the kids came in. But now I'm not doing that because there's music.
So our school has been playing music in between classes instead of bells. We want to ask our listeners, is there something that your school does that you think would be beneficial for other schools, whether it is to boost morale, calm the kids, change things up a little bit? We'd love to hear from our listeners if there's anything out there that, might be transformative to your particular school that even can be adaptable in other places, and let us know, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what about this new news? It's quite recent, and it does remind me of our NJAEA discussion with Chelsea and
Bianca. Yes. Chelsea and Bianca
from last season. And so they, in our talk with them, they had both talked about the idea of student teachers being paid.
Yes.
So very recently in the news, it has been passed in Pennsylvania that student teachers are going to be paid while doing student teaching.
Yeah.
This is a concept that is acceptable for people that are going alternate route, right? Because you are obviously not a fully certified teacher and you are working while training.
Okay, let's pause this for a second. And I'm sorry to interrupt you because I happened to Google because I wanted to get the actual numbers.
Yeah.
Wow. So they're offering a stipend of $10,000 with an additional $5,000 available for student teachers in high-need school districts, bringing the total potential stipend to $15,000. To keep the stipend, you must work as a full-time paid teacher in Pennsylvania for at least 3 years within the first 4 years following your graduation. So it's not like you're just given it to do student teaching, but you then have to actually teach in the state. I'm assuming it's similar to like loan forgiveness if you teach in like Title I school districts in the United States.
But that takes 5 years.
It takes 5 years. Yes. But it's something.
Yes. And I would imagine too, especially because, well, at least from my point of view,
I know I'm interrupting you again, but I'm sorry. I apologize, but like once I saw the numbers, I was like, I just want to make sure that that's out there so people understand the amount of money that we're talking about, because that's kind of substantial.
It certainly is.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, from my point of view, in New Jersey, there are a lot of colleges in Pennsylvania, and it's an option for a lot of the tri-state area to go to college in Pennsylvania, especially for kids like that are looking for like what would be like considered like the college experience. Big football, big weekends. So obviously in Pennsylvania, they don't also want to have a ton of kids that are coming from other states that are going to leave Pennsylvania with their teaching degree and go back home. And so they're incentivizing staying in the state of Pennsylvania. And I think that this is a very reasonable response to the teacher shortage that is facing so many states out there.
So many, meaning all of them.
I mean, truly.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I mean, we're going to be talking with some people later this month, and we'll be releasing some episodes regarding, the upcoming governor election in New Jersey and pension reform. So we're going to have some people on it. We're going to be talking about that, because like these conversations need to happen, and they need to happen more, because we need to look at and support candidates that are going to support teachers in the classroom, that are going to support programs and fully fund pensions, and make sure that we are attracting people that are viable candidates to this job, that are not going to have to work until they're 70. There has to be some kind of incentive for people to do this job.
Yes.
Okay. And there's a reason.
And that's how it was.
Yeah.
When we started. So let's reflect on that for a minute.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to change gears on that, but just it's something that, as you could tell from the way I approach it, it's something I'm super passionate about. We got to find where the next group of teachers are coming from.
What were some of the things that incentivized you becoming a teacher?
I knew that once I achieved tenure, I would have a job for my entire career.
So job security.
Job security was one.
Okay. Yes, that's definitely a great point.
The health benefits that I would get upon retirement. The fact that I would have a pension that would be like supplementing my income when I retire. So it wasn't just like Social Security, but I'd also have a pension in my own investments. I was trying to be forward thinking.
And also you would have health insurance as a teacher before retirement.
Correct.
Included in your contracts.
And we didn't pay anything for the health benefits at the time.
Right.
And I also understand, and I kind of got a little bit of flack for it when I said it, like when I was a younger teacher, like when we had to start contributing to our health insurance. I was like, look, this is kind of the way things are going. Like if it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen in 5 years or 10 years. It's just going to start happening. Did I think it was going to happen to the rate that it became? No. But unfortunately, there was no way to put the toothpaste back in the tube, because that kind of started the whole ball rolling of like the downhill slide of why people started to move away from doing this as a job. And to give you a quick story, my son is involved in a program at his high school, which is offered at all 3 high schools. I don't know about the other 2 high schools, but I know about in where my son goes because he goes there, and I asked him. There are
how convenient for you.
How convenient for me. He's in a class called Tomorrow's Teachers, which is offered at the end of the school day. They are high school seniors, so it's 4th block. So he can't do senior study, which means you leave to be able to go to work, which I think that they don't need to do that. I think that they could take more academic programs and, do things where they're going to, explore their options before they get into college. Anyway, he decides he's going to take this Tomorrow's Teachers program. And he's like, well, I don't know if I want to do this. I said, well, it's actually a good thing, because then you get to decide, like, do you actually want to do this? And then if you don't, well, then you don't do that in college. There are, I think, 14 or 15 students in the entire class. There's only one section. He's the only boy.
Okay, and let's just say specifically, this class has like 390 students in the grade.
390 students in the grade in that one high school.
In the one high school, in the 1 year, there's almost 400 kids, and there are 15 students enrolled in this program.
Yeah.
1 male.
Secondly, I talked to a teacher who was a former student in our district, maybe mid 2000s.
Okay.
Was when he, like 2006, 2007, maybe a little bit before that. Okay. And they offered this same class. There were over 100 kids in it.
Wow.
Multiple sections. Okay. These kids also, they learn theory and do stuff in the beginning of the year. And in the second half of the year, they go out to elementary schools and middle schools, and they shadow and they help, and they're in places. And a lot of them go back to the elementary schools that they went to, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it, but like 100 kids to maybe 20, I realize it's 20 years to 20 years later, 15.
I mean, how like what a correlation between what we see in the real world and what we're seeing in the school.
The jobs that are going unfilled. The college enrollments, which I spoke to a dean of a college, about an adjunct teaching position there in their education department, and they're like, well, we saw your information, like your information, like we just don't have sections right now because our enrollment just keeps dropping every year. And their colleges are seeing that across the board. Now, again, college isn't for everyone, right? And I'm a big believer in that. Like, there are plenty of earning opportunities to go into a trade, to go into something else. But like, we're not going to have people to do this job, right? And not only that, but we're making this job much harder and more challenging. So I realize what I'm about to say. A small thing like offering a stipend in the state of Pennsylvania for people who are essentially working an unpaid internship, which I get it, right? Gives them an opportunity to like maybe land on their feet a little bit, stay in that home state, and be members of their communities, giving back in like that very specific and unique way in teaching in their community.
And don't even get me started.
Okay. Oh, don't even get her started.
Don't even get me started
That's
on. Right. This is something that when I tell you, talk about grinds my gears.
You know who's got a hot take? She's got a hot take right now.
What's your lady?
What's your hot take, lady? Give me your hot take.
Here is something that drives me nuts, bonkers.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah, fist to the sky is the fact that people will say, I don't believe that they should have a stipend, or I don't believe that they should be paid because I wasn't paid. I don't care for that. I have
so many curse words I want to say right now.
Right? You do hear it, right? It's like, and like also like, there was no polio vaccine and people were paralyzed. We moved forward, right? So
are we talking about vaccines now? Are we talking about we're not talking about it.
I think no, God, oh please, no, we won't. But I just think it's such a closed.
Everyone's angry. Everyone's angry. Right?
It's just such a closed-minded way of thinking. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't have loan forgiveness. Oh, you shouldn't have this. I didn't have that. And it's like, no. We learn from the past. We become better. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? So why are we not going to say, you know what, just because this is the way that it's been done doesn't mean we have to keep doing it the same way. So you go for yours, Pennsylvania. I think that it is really terrific that they are incentivizing this for, to encourage teachers to want to do their, because maybe there's going to be people, but are they quality people?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of that.
That's terrible.
I don't want to speak ill about people that try to go into the profession, but there are people that come in for these jobs that are unqualified, that they're not ready to do it. I'll go back to that story I told you when I called that dean of the department, of the education department. Yeah. So I called her and we were talking and she's like, how long are you? She's like, oh, have you ever taught in a classroom before? And I'm like, what? So I was kind of like, I was completely shocked by that question. And I was like, well, this is year 27 for me. I've taught 27 years in middle school. And she's like, she goes, oh, thank God. We get so many people that call here that want to teach college, but have never taught in a classroom before. And I'm like, what? How? I don't understand. I don't understand.
What were they also calling these people that were professional development trainers, right? That's everybody that you meet that wants to come in to do professional development for teachers.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to teach. I taught for a year.
I taught for 9 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
No thanks. Bye.
Now, there are some people that have taught for a long time. There are some people that have a very specific set of skills.
What do you need? What do you need? How many years? How many years do you need to keep like focusing in on somebody? What do you need? 10. Interesting.
That 10 would be my thought. If you're going to transition out of the classroom after 10 years, because you have enough experience to know, like, now, listen, there are other people I know who, they have a good technology background or they worked in a different career, and then but like, I'm gonna say something like I would like. I'd rather buy my cookies from a fat person than a skinny person. You know what I'm saying? Like they got some experience. It's an analogy. It's not real. I'd buy my cookies from anyone. But like, don't you want people that are going to teach the future group of educators to actually have taught in a classroom? Like, It's like someone teaching
I
people
do.
how to. It's like someone teaching people how to be a nurse, but you've never been a practicing nurse in any setting whatsoever. Like,
or you haven't been a nurse for 25 years.
and you haven't been a nurse
I
for
sometimes
25
get
years.
into that also. Like you're so far removed. Like, oh, I taught
Yeah.
25 years ago for 30 days. And it's like, are you in it? You know, are you really like, you know, how much? Yeah, I guess maybe that's something that we can say like in our badge of honor of doing this for as long as we've done it.
Yeah, and I will say this much, like I've done, you know, and you know this, I've done a lot of professional development for the district that I work in. I did a lot of technology stuff, but you know, in the last few years, I've stepped back and just said, I'm no. Number one, I was doing that stuff with the hopes of moving into you know, maybe an administrative job, and it just didn't happen. So I think I did a lot of things, you know, to help others, which were good and viable, but they were never like official positions. So it was very easy to get the rug yanked out from under you, number one. And number two, I just don't want to do that anymore. So like I'd rather focus on how I can perfect what I do in the classroom and learn about things that I want to use in my class than teach other people how to use things.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't light your fire anymore, and that's fine.
No, actually it is something that I'm still very passionate about, but it's got to be the right thing and the right time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there are certain tools I want to use. Like I'm trying to lean into the AI stuff as much as possible, but you know, we block so many things that it's kind of impossible to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, these are, you know, I'd be, you know, I remember in the conversation with Bianca and Chelsea that we had, which, you know, we hope that you'll go back and maybe search that one out. It was a 2-part conversation with us and the Pod Squad people for
the Pod Squad. We swapped it. We did a swap.
The New Jersey Aspiring Educator Association,
Yes.
the NJAEA.
Such impressive women.
Yeah, very impressive women. And not only that, but they were like advocates for like, yeah, we want to work and we want to talk about, you know, they didn't like get done with their student teaching and then go, well, sucks to be those people that have to do it now. They're like, yeah, that should change. And we're going to help work to change it. Because if you're going to attract viable candidates to this job, you have to incentivize it at this point. It's not just like we're in it for the outcome, not the income.
Right.
But you are also living in one of the most expensive areas on the planet when we talk about central New Jersey, and people can't live here because it's too expensive.
Correct.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
So I just want to ask you, is Joey enjoying the class so far?
I mean, so far he seems to be.
Tomorrow's teachers.
Yeah, he seems to be. He made like a poster for like a class rules thing, which he designed, but my wife helped him out with like the Cricut and the cutting out because like crafting is not his jam.
Sure.
But he did that with the help of my wife, and then he put everything together. He's got all the words on there. It was like, it's a good day to be kind and do this, and then he left like some blanks so that like, oh, I leave blanks in there so then the kids could help come up with things on their own to help make the classroom better. So he seems to be like buying into like what they're doing. I also think he'd be very good at it because, as I said, we call him Go with the Flow Joe, and he's like, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
And I know you bust my chops all the time, but when it comes to like classroom discipline and leaning into things, like nothing really bothers me. Like I'm all over 6'7" all the time. Like I try to say it as much as possible. I'm like, oh, all your student numbers changed. Like some of you that were 6 are now 7, and all the kids are like 6, 7. And
they love it. They love it so.
They love it so much. It was so funny that our resident stolen scooter rider, who we know very well, walked by my classroom and he heard me say it, and then he came back in my doorway and he went like that with his hands.
And they all love it. They just
love
it. If you don't know what 6'7" is, you're not a teacher. Period.
And these are all things that go into my arsenal for when we do swap day and I could dress up as a student again, because it was my most fun day of last school year, because I bought an alpaca wig for the boys and put pimple stickers on my face and had one arm in the sweatshirt, one arm out.
Yep.
It was great.
It's coming back.
I loved it. It better come back. It better come back. And it better not be a day where I'm like have a doctor's appointment or something, or I'll
cancel it.
I'll ask to change it. But yeah, not only do I appreciate you, friend, but I appreciate anybody that's out there that does this job, as well as might be going to college or is a young teacher out in the profession, and you're like, yeah, I don't really know about this right now, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But maybe staying the course and giving it the old quote unquote college try.
Yes.
We need people that are going to be out there that are going to help service our communities, and if that's you, we appreciate you.
We appreciate you, Joe. I appreciate you.
Yeah. I gotta get going. I have other movies to watch, more 16 Candles.
And of course, we will update you.
Yes.
Otherwise, the podcast is over because I will be in a permanent quarrel with Mr. Vitale.
Yes, that is correct. This day is so fetch. Let's do it. All right. We'll see everybody next time on the Balancing Act Podcast.
Bye.
Look for the Balancing Act podcast every week on your favorite podcast platform. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Thank you for being a part of our audience. We appreciate you.